correct?
Oh, we had a quorum at 5. We're doing good today.
Okay. Well, I never know which, yes. Okay, call the meeting to order. Michelle, would you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Mr. Brady?
Here.
Mr. Moncher?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Rusop?
Here.
Mr. Allen?
Here.
Mr. Stahl?
Here.
Mr. Orzak?
Here.
And Mrs. Reader, I'm here.
Hey, so first thing on the agenda is approval of minutes of July 12th that was sent out to you earlier. Could I have a,
So moved.
so moved?
Second.
Second? All in favor, say aye. We don't have to do the roll call from, okay. Okay,
No, not in minutes.
okay,
Wait,
okay.
No.
No, okay. Approved.
All in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
I think I heard ayes out of everybody.
Perfect.
Okay. August financial statements.
So we have a short meeting today, guys, a short agenda. So before we dive into the August financials, there's a couple things I just wanted to let you guys know. We covered it in an email previously, but we just recently had the Moody's rating. Our rating stayed the same at an A1, so we're a stable rating, which is great. On top of that, we had them rate our notes that we just did, and we got the highest rating possible, a MIG-1, on those notes. So we saw good interest rates on our notes. So our notes, the interest rate was 3.313% that we saw. And then on the Justice Center debt that we issued for 25 years, the interest rate is 4.133. So just a recap on where those landed.
Does everybody remember the fact that we were able to go back to notes and didn't have to do the alternate financing? Okay.
Correct. Traditional debt is what we did with the Justice Center. So, all right. So jumping in here to the August financials. A couple things to note for August. So we did see an increase compared to 2023. The largest increase we saw was in our income tax. We saw a difference of $439,000. Income tax is up in our withholding and our individual tax right now. So we'll see how that continues here in September and the rest of the year, but that's the difference right now. We're down a little bit in admissions tax. $61,000 is the difference in admissions tax for the year. Lodging tax, we're up $136,000, and then interest earnings, we're still up $139,000. But seeing $1 million we hit in interest earnings this year in August is nice compared to where we've been over the last couple years. So it really makes a difference. So the revenue, we're sitting at $23.6 million that we collected through the end of August. That's up about $1.5 million compared to the same time last year. But one thing to note, we did have $900,000 of an advance. So at the end of the year last year in December, we had to advance $900,000 to the state grants because there was a grant that was pending. We can't have a fund be negative at the end of the year. So we had to do an advance of $900,000 out of the general fund, and then that came back this year. So $900,000 of that additional revenue comparing year to year is due to that advance. So in actuality, we're about up $600,000 in revenue for the year. Of the budget for our revenue in August, we have collected 77% of what we expected to receive. In August is when we get the second half of the property taxes. So you'll see when we get down here to property taxes, it's kind of small here. Property tax, top line, we collected $812,000 in property tax. So this year for property tax, we're at $1.8 million, and in 2023 last year, we were at $1.7 million. So we've seen an increase in property taxes, and I know that's been a hot topic with a lot of people with the property taxes, but the city receives a very small percentage of people's property tax bills. We're about 8-9% of people's property taxes. So we do expect a small increase next year, but nothing too substantial compared to what people will be paying for their property taxes next year. I'll go back up here for a second. Just want to touch on here at the end of August, this is our employee count full-time. We're at 251 full-time employees. And then Al, this is a payroll stabilization. We're at $591,000. We're starting to work on the 2025 budget. There's a lot of anticipated retirements here in 2026 is one of the years we're looking at coming up that we're having. It's on the radar, I guess, as far as payroll stabilization is going to probably need to supplement quite a few retirements in 2026. So we want to make sure we have that fund available still to make those payments when needed. On the expense side for the general fund, at the end of August, we were about $21.2 million of expenditures compared to 2023. We were at $20.5 million. So we're up in expenditures, but we're still at 69% of what we budgeted for the year. So we knew we were going to see an increase this year in expenditures. We had that budgeted. Nothing alarming. We're coming at 69% of the budget so far. General fund cash balance, we're at $7.5 million, very similar to where we were the same time last year. We'll jump into the charts. Here's just a recap of the major revenue sources for the general fund as of the end of August. Blue line across the top is our income tax. So as we saw on that first page, we did see an increase in income tax compared to August of last year. The gray line is our admissions tax. We did see a little bit of a decline there, but still greater than where we've been due to the 8% admissions tax rate that we're now collecting. Orange line at the bottom is our lodging tax. Here's revenue of all sources. 2023, just over $22 million, and then in 2024, $23.6. But again, we had a $900,000 transfer that accounts for the majority of that difference. Expenditures, general fund. You'll see the blue line at the top, that's administrative support. That again includes the transfer amounts. We're similar to where we were last year. The blue and red lines down here are our police and fire departments. They're usually pretty neck and neck on their expenditures for the year. Yellow line is municipal court, and then the gray line is our horticulture and public realm departments. Here's everything that we spent. Total general fund expenditures for the year, 21.2. Again, we're slightly up compared to 2023, but wages and health insurance have gone up, and that's the majority of the expenditures that you'll see. And then here's the slide on the cash balance. So 7.5 is where we ended in August of this year, very similar to where we were at the same time last year, but a heck of an improvement from where we were in 2020 and prior years. So. And the balance, as we've stated before, our target balance is between 15 and 20%. In August, we look high. It's because we got over $800,000 of property tax in August. It's the last time we'll see property tax for the year. So that'll help get us through the rest of the year.
And with those cash balances, that helped our bond rating too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've preached that for the last how many years, but the fact that we do have that, our coverage is, and you don't think it means much, but when you take a look at the interest rate we get and being rated the way we are.
Correct.
Over the period of a bond, that's a lot of money.
It makes a big difference, and that is one of the things that Moody did say to us numerous times that does help us substantially. The thing that hurts us, and it's hard,
Yes.
I don't know how they say that all of our eggs are in one basket, and it is, we rely on admissions tax, we rely on lodging tax, we're a tourist town. So, until we can figure out a way to diversify more, I don't know how we're going to improve our rating. Right, so.
I hope it doesn't happen, how's that?
Yeah, so that's why, the biggest reason we haven't seen an increase. And, Moody's came in last time in 2020, so right in the middle of the pandemic. And so since then, it's going to be on our radar because we did lose some revenue in 2020 with the pandemic and things being shut down. But we have a cash balance. That's the reason we have our cash balance. If things start to go sideways, we can react and make sure that we're still in a comfortable position going forward.
We have that stabilization fund that got us through the last one.
Yes, definitely helps, for sure. This last slide here just shows our 251 full-time employees and where they're broken out by department. Police and fire, neck and neck this month. They have people coming and going, but they're both at 50 full-time employees as of the end of August.
Are we fully staffed now?
No?
Oh.
No. So they're looking for, I think it's 2 right now in the fire department. Is it 2 in the fire department? And I think we have 3 in the police department. So we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. You want to
You got to
apply?
get the applicants first.
Yeah, we're taking applications. We're taking applications. But that's really good compared to where we were.
Oh, boy, it is hard to find people.
Yeah, it's very, very hard, but it's a good place to work, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Does anyone have any questions on the August financials?
Just to the chair. Just one, I know sometimes on the tax payments it's a timing issue, so the admissions tax drop, is that truly reflective of a drop, or is there something askew?
No,
on
nothing
timing?
skewed on that one. That is, admissions tax has been the same since we had the 8% increase, so that
Yeah.
is actual.
Actual drop.
Yeah, admissions tax, whatever they collected in July needs to be sent to us in August, so
Thank you.
that's true, a true number.
But fortunately, hopefully Halloween weekends are good. That's,
They started last night.
yep.
When they're extending them through
Yes.
first or second week in November?
I know it's
Yeah.
extended.
Yeah, first week in November, they're open still.
Yeah.
Because
That's good for us,
it's,
hopefully.
Yeah, if we have good weather. If it's
It's
still
all
warm.
weather
It's
dependent.
a weekend of traffic for you.
Yeah,
get good weather, you get good.
Mhm.
yeah, you're
Um,
right there.
Any other questions? No. So, do we need a motion to approve the financials? I can never remember from whether we do or not. Okay. Okay. Future financial statement presentation.
Let you guys know, our contract is up with Ray and Associates. They had a 3-year contract for financial statement prep. So we are soliciting quotes, and we'll be back as far as what we get for quotes and see who we have doing our financial statements moving forward. So we're reaching out to firms, getting quotes, and we'll let you know what we get back for the quotes. So it'll start with
Michelle,
calendar year 2024.
For different people that we should at least throw the quotes out to. And
If anybody has a firm that you want to make sure they're invited, please let me know.
Is this a situation where Ray can't rebid or have?
Nope, they're allowed to
Past that
rebid.
No,
time?
that's not the audit where they have to rotate.
Oh,
They can-
okay.
Correct. So the other thing I just want to mention, our next meeting is December 6th. Between now and then, we will have the first draft of the budget out for 2025. That has to be out by November 1st. So we'll make sure that's out and available. The first draft really just goes on the website, and it's up and available, but we'll be diving more into the budget before we have a final budget. We should have a budget to you guys hopefully at the December 6th meeting to review and discuss. From that point, we'll have it going to commission if you guys think it looks okay, and hopefully get it approved the first meeting in January is the goal.
Okay, make sure that my hearing aids worked okay before. You said you're anticipating the retirements in 26, not 20.
Correct.
We need to build up for that. Okay,
Correct.
so, okay.
We have some people retiring at the end of 2025 also that won't be paid out until 2026. Yep. So this is a contract year where all the 3 contracts that we have for the unions, police, fire, and the AFSCME contract are up for renewal. So between now and the end of the year, we're going to be hopefully sorting out some contracts and getting negotiations completed. So we got a lot of things on the agenda between now and the end of the year.
Mr. Orzak, that just gives you something to do.
Yes, and Michelle, and Stu.
Smart man. Do I have anything else from anybody on the committee? Other than, it's nice to sit in meetings where things are going in the right direction. So,
Agreed.
if not, anybody from the public wish to comment? I just want to make sure nobody's hiding back there. If not, I would move for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.